Welcome back. So I'm going to be showing you the other side of my border to give you a tour of it. I haven't shown you the full tour of that side, so that's what we're doing in this video. So this is the side that is closer to the house, and at the very edge I have Ajuga that are coming back to, really looking well now, and they are mostly the green ones. I'm going to zoom in so you can see them right at the edge there, and they do form, I've used them as ground cover here, which means that when they're in their glory they're going to cover this whole area, and I've left them to creep and just cover the whole edge. I did try to put some sempervivum here, but I don't think they've been doing really well. We still have some of it here that hopefully they would establish themselves in this area. I also have some Sedum that are coming back. They're seasonal, so that's them, and they do really well in this region. As we're going further down back, I have this Macrophyllus enormous that is not doing as well. The two of them, as well as this one. I also have another one on the other side of the garden. So on the floor I have put some grasses, and I'm hoping to cover this area with a ground cover, in this case the variegated vinca. I can see that it's trailing there, and I hope that by the end of this season it would have established itself. The Aucuba is not doing as well, and I have my theory that they don't like as much sun, they prefer the shade. That's why it's not looking as nice, and I made a video about that, which I'll link to this part of the video. So coming back away from the fence now, you can begin to see the hyacinth. They've done really well this time. I had some before and I planted some more in November, so I do have quite a lot of hyacinth that have given me interest in this area. So as I move forward, you can see the dwarf tulips that I planted closer to the edge of the border, and they've done well as well. And I also put some grasses here because I know that when the tulips are gone and we're getting closer to when other things are dying, the grasses like this, and that I've got quite a range of grasses here, they would have established themselves and carrying on being adding value or giving interest in this area of the border. The Aquagilla is coming back. I'm hoping they will flower. It looks as if they will flower again this year because I had them for 2 years. Okay, so looking at that, it looks as if I'm going to get some flowers from this year. I had them for 2 years, and it took them 2 years to actually flower. So that may happen with some perennials, just in case you are looking to plant Aquagilla. I think I'll do another video where you can see what they look like when they're fully flowering. And so as we're going further down, I've got some, I think the flowers of this heather are purple. You can see it for now, but when they are blooming, they will become out purple. And further back, I have Paris as my background on this backdrop of this section of the border. Some time ago, I introduced this Ukarela to this section of the border. I didn't have any at all over here, but they're looking promising because they're coming back, and hopefully they'll form really nice companion with the other plants I have in this area. The Sedum are also coming back. That's a variegated one, and it looks really nice when it's all come back. And gradually going towards the back on this section, you can see the bleeding heart that is coming back as well. I'll show you make a video of it when we've got all the flowers. And then as we go further down, you can see I have a tulip. I thought there were more than that, but I can only see 3. So that's one. That's another in the far end of away from the camera, so maybe that's something I want to have more in this area. But this is worked really nicely for me in complementing the green and the berries. When you see, look at the new leaves that are coming up with those reddish colored leaves. So my intention with this border is to have interest at different times of the year, and these hyacinth have really done well this time around. And also have the hellebore, this oriental one, ornamental one, that's done, is flowering for the first time now, so it's about 2 years old. But I know that by looking at the plant passport, it takes it 2 years to flower. When I didn't know that, I was almost getting very impatient with it. But then with the flowers here, it does complement the theme that I have going on in this section of the border. The emerald gold unanimous that I have there in the background is, I'm a little surprised with it because it's not grown as quickly as the other ones I have in the garden, but it's still okay. And what I try to do is to put some ferns behind this at the back, at the bottom there. I hope you can see it. I'm going to zoom in so you can see they are of course evergreen, which means that they're always there and giving interest when things like the hyacinths are not there, and some other things that are coming back to life, like the physocampus, which is, let me zoom in so you can see the physocampus. There you go, it's just coming back to life. The 9-back, that's the lady in pink one. It forms really nice color and blends, just stands out in this region when it's really at its glory. I can see a hot pink, salvia. This one, I was hoping that it would not die, or that it would give me a lot of color last season, but I'm glad to see that it's coming back, because it didn't do that, but hopefully it will do it this time around. So I do like to use ferns at the background, and because I know that normally they grow under the canopy in the wild, so this is the way I've tried to use it in the garden anytime I use them. Right, this helleborus is not looking as healthy, but I will leave it there to see whether it will regain its health and do something nice in this area. My intention is to have a situation where I do very minimum weeding, and so I've used a lot of grasses, which you can see there in the background under the enormous, and I've also got some sedum. I have been stepping up a lot on this one, so that's why it's not looking as nice, but it was to do some jobs behind when I was tying up or trying to stake the hyacinth. So I'm gradually moving towards the bottom end of the garden, where I have mostly the evergreen as the backdrop that you can see there, and I would need to do some repair work because I put a stake down, hope you can see that, for this salvia, and it looks like it's dislodged, so I've got to try and do some repairs there. So generally I think this section of the border is given, it's got lots of things to look at, interest, and I've tried to combine the evergreen with quite a range of perennials to give me interest at different times of the year. And I also found that I keep on adjusting to the needs of the plants that I have there, and I think every gardener will do that, just to maximize what they have. And in my case, sometimes I was not always being careful in those initial stages of reading the requirements that the plants need, so that meant I put things in the wrong places. But I'm learning as I'm getting more experience with gardening, and I hope you will pick up from some of these tips that I'm sharing as I'm doing my garden tour. So almost coming to the end. Here I have a, see, I've put some grasses here as well, and they look like they're gradually establishing themselves. The carrots are good. I've got quite about 5 varieties of them, and I was planning to make a video on some of these grasses, which I would do sometime very soon. In front here, I have some iberis. These ones give white. I have ones that give white, and I'm not sure which one of them. Two now. I've got about 3 or 4 here, white and purple flowers, and I put them there because they're low growing. They just don't give flowers when it's not summer, but they're still there, which sort of keeps the ground not bare. And very close to the area where I have purple and pink plants, and it runs into this geranium with very tiny purple flowers and leaves, and it just complements the whole section, this section of the garden.